Hello everyone. I think one of the biggest problems that we face in the world in regards to people not waking up is the fact that they need to take a look at their lives and ask some very serious questions. And probably the most serious question is asking how you are programmed to function. Because we have had this indoctrination all throughout our lives, and it's very difficult for people to even admit that this has happened to them. And whether it's a pride thing where they would say, oh no, they would never get me with that, I think for myself. But unfortunately, we are, as human beings, no different to a computer that can be programmed and perform certain tasks after that programming is put in place. And it's very evident to those who are able to see this that it happens, but it's very difficult for many people to admit that they are under the influence of this programming. You see, the truth has to come out, and it is coming out, and I'm seeing many people out there speaking the truth and putting the information out there, and I really do commend those out there for doing that, because this is absolutely fantastic for the soul. You know, the real you, the real deal, the energy that resides within thrives literally on you rebelling against a very corrupt, horrible, evil and dark world that we live in. But for those that can't break the cycle from being under the influence of this programming, you know, maybe this is for you. I know the emotions and the problems that we face to go through what we do to bring the truth about. And taking a good hard look at your life is very difficult, because first you have to deprogram yourself from what's there, and I don't think anybody can ever truly deprogram themselves from what's there, because it has such a strong hold upon us. It's what gives us our instincts. It's sewn into the subconscious in so many ways. But the first thing before you look at the world around you and decide that you're gonna start exposing the truth is to take a very hard, long look at yourself and break down the barriers that have held you in what you are held in this illusion that we live in, and make the changes that you need to change. You see, when we have a good hard look at ourselves and we start asking the questions of, what am I being influenced by? What makes me think the way that I do? It's very difficult. It's a very hard situation to go through. A lot of people are not prepared to even look at this, because some people have this extremely simplistic life, and because of this simplistic pattern that they live, and whether that is going to work, taking the kids to school, going to the cinema, going to the football game, it's never ever going to change, because they are actually quite happy with that, including the saving up for maybe 1 or 2 holidays a year as a reward for all the hard work that you do, where all the hours in your life are put into the system, feeding the system that enslaves us, paying all the taxes for all the hard work that you do just to earn a living to survive. And some people don't even manage to survive. And as the world gets harder and money becomes harder to come by, to afford the increasing costs of living, we're going to see people struggling. It's a very ball and chain situation, and it's very difficult for people to step out. And once they get out of this zone, it's very uncomfortable for them. And being uncomfortable causes panic, and usually the panic will send them running back to what is familiar and what is the program. It is possible. You can do a lot of work on yourself. If anybody wants to try and break this cycle, or are finding themselves heading back into the same habits, I have some fantastic resources. I have some fantastic people that we work with that can help you get through this situation. They can help you break the cycle of trauma which has kept you where you are. This is no different to taking a baby elephant at the circus and from a young age hitting it on the trunk with a stick, where the elephant now fears the man with the stick. And it doesn't matter that the elephant grows to being 40, 50 times the size of the man with the stick. At the end of the day, the elephant still fears it because it remembers it from being a small, young elephant. And that's the same with people. At the end of the day, people remember what happened to them when they were a child, and this is firmly ingrained within the mind. And because of this, they grow up holding on to those fears. We have a way to break this cycle. We have a way for you to embrace a whole new freedom. We have a way where you can shed what holds you in this matrix, if we want to call it. And once you are able to break this cycle and get away from it, the world is your oyster. You can start looking at things and implementing things that will change your life for a much more positive manner. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be for everybody. Unfortunately, not everyone out there is going to be able to take a good look at their lives, take a good look at what their belief systems are, understand how the programming has them, and make those changes to your life. It's a long working process, but the rewards at the end of it for those that can do it are far greater than continuing in the cycle of cradle to grave, which many people live their lives by. You know, the small achievements are just token jesters by the establishment that keeps you held there. It's time to break that. It's time to become everything you could be. Contact me, let me know, send me a message. You can get me on my email, Atlanticundergroundpodcast@hotmail.com. I'll even put a link in the description of this video. You can just click on the link and contact me. The more people that start talking, the more people that start paying this forward, the more people can find the life that they truly deserve and make the changes that they really want to without the fear of remaining in that system. So as we said earlier, you know, ask yourself how you are programmed to function. And let's start making some positive changes to your life to make it far greater. Take care, everyone. As always, we're here for you. Let's make these changes one day at a time and make a difference in the world. Thank you.